Okay, and we should be live. Nice. Yeah, okay. Looking good, looking good. All right. Let's also do an announcement in Discord. I can just move it. All right, so let's get this party started, yeah? Okay, so what we're actually going to be fixing today is a bug that I tried to fix before but didn't fully cover. Let me see if I can find that. Additional version. There's two open ones. No, unrelated. Let's see, author me. Yeah. So I actually don't have the bug reproducible on my computer right now. But we can see what it is here. So like the shell integration, when you make a new split and you open a new tab, it's supposed to open the same directory that you're currently in. That's not happening in this case because macOS has this private MAC address feature where it rotates your MAC address every once in a while, or the MAC address reported to you to the router you're connected to, and you're connected through Wi-Fi. And sometimes, initially, the problem was that we didn't do anything to parse MAC addresses in Ghostty when doing the shell integration, and it needs the host name. So this wouldn't be counted as a valid host name. And that was a problem. So I fixed that, but there's an edge case that we're not covering, which is, if I recall correctly, when this last number is lower than 10, we parse the MAC address incorrectly. When there's a 0 prepended to this number here. And that's what we're going to fix today, because I keep running into this occasionally. And it's annoying every time it happens. So we're gonna try to fix it. Okay. I just need to remember where we actually fixed this. It was in OS, probably? In hostname, I think. Oh. Let's see. That, oh yeah, here we go. Right. Here's what we do. Yeah, I wrote this. Okay. Let's see if I remember how this works. We get the host and see if it's yep. Mm-hmm. Interested in special protect link. Yeah, so we check for the correct length, make sure we have the right number of colons in here. And then we check for the port. Oh, we do that. Shoot. Then what is the issue? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can reproduce this on my work computer currently. We'll see if that's going to be enough to give us a clue as to what's going on. I cannot. Well, that is a bummer. so I can turn off the turn the option to do this on macOS off and on. I'm gonna try to do that a couple times on my work computer because this reconnects to the Wi-Fi. I don't want the stream to disconnect. And we'll see if I can reproduce this that way eventually. I cannot figure out what might be going wrong. Well, if this doesn't work, if I can't get this to work properly, then I have a pull request for Western that I also want to work on, so we can do that, I suppose. I know I cannot reproduce this. Let's see. I guess I will leave this on my computers then and try to figure out what's going on next time this happens. Let's also try to figure this out through a test, see what we can figure out. So it is happening with a regular old thing like this. Why might that fail? Is the question. These should not. That should not be triggered. Okay. There should not be an at symbol. macOS doesn't do that for this particular thing. It just uses valid MAC addresses. Maybe we should try to do something with the Zig fuzz testing. I think that's available in 0.14. I think. Maybe we should try to do that. Could give us decent results. Let's see. Is this on the master? No. 014. That's what we want. I think we do testing. Fuzz. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Do they have documentation for this? Documentation. Fuzz. They do not yet. Okay. I'm not quite sure how to use this. Is the thing. Let's see. I think Steam has some fuzz test. Maybe? I don't actually know. Hmm. This might be a bad example for this, but let's. Looks like it's not using the sick fuzz testing. Hmm. So fuzz testing. Let's take a look at this. Right, okay, it receives a function. These are probably the options. And the input is whatever is fuzzed. I suppose we can just try that to begin with. Just go very naive on this. I'll probably try that. Let's see if we can get this to work. Test fuzz. Go test one. That's gonna do something. I'm gonna go try. What are we expecting actually? Does this do? Yeah, this is a URI, so we do need to parse it into a URI. That might be a problem. Actually, no, I don't think it would be. Because what we can do is we can try standard listing plus, and we do wonder if I can just do no context. Because I don't really need it. Oh, right, now we need to do it this way. And we can do global.test1 and corpus. That's going to be basically whatever is valid, a valid matrix, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh, and colons. Oops. And then what we're going to do is get an allocator. I'm going to go allocator dot. Actually, we're going to do I'm going to do format buff. No, sorry. Allocate. I'll print allocator file and we'll do put. Oh, right, GPA. Equals try standard URL parse string. And then what are we expecting here? We're expecting that I think we're expecting like this. We're expecting the array string from 0 to projects dot post name x to be equal. Actually, that's probably not great. I don't know what we can expect here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I think URI string could be shorter than hostname max, in which case this won't work. Guess that's the problem with the fastness there. Let's see what happens though. I'm sure it'll be something interesting. Was it source? OS hostname? Oh no. Right. Set the exploit. Okay, let's look at this a little better. What is the corpus? I do not know how this is used. Needs to happen the build system. I guess maybe we should check. Does Ghostty do? Oops. Does Ghostty do? Does the test? Either way, this is not what we need. Let's see, testing. Plus. This defaults to empty. Under lip standard testing. I guess we want to be on 0.14 instead testing plus it's not a thing plus root fuzz. Okay. Open fuzz. So we can try to figure out what the corpus is used for. To add corpus element. So there's probably right. This just creates a random string, I think. Otherwise, oh, otherwise it picks something from the corpus. So the corpus should be an array of strings and it's going to pick one of those. What does u and less than bias do? I think that just picks one, right? Oh, oops. Oh god, where was I? Right, start. Okay. Mutate and run one is probably what we want to see. Hmm. Okay, maybe using a corpus isn't what we want. Because I think that's just mutating a list of strings we pass to it. So this is probably not what we want. Probably not. This doesn't fuzz, right? That did something freaky. Hmm. Right. Do I not get... okay. Um, how do we ensure that it's... We want to ensure it doesn't start with a slash. Is there something in URI that can clean it up? Because we know it's a valid URI that's causing the issue. So is there something that goes... guess we could do percent decode. Hmm. That's probably not what we want. Hmm. So maybe we can't do this way. This would have been nice, but I don't think this really works. Actually, maybe we can just return here, and then we just skip whatever doesn't have a valid URI. Ah, right, but then we right. For 3 URIs. So the fuzzing passes. That's so maybe it is in how is localhost name is called. after. Hmm. Print. What was the host name? Host name. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe it's something in this. How do I do this again? Oh, here. Yep. Can I not remove this? Thought this was supposed to get removed. If I reload. Yeah, there we go. Hmm. Oh, right, no. This uses the URI path, whereas this is the URI host. So never mind. It's not. It's in this part here. That's real annoying. I guess we can try running this a couple times. Problem could be in the equality. Oh, actually, is this ever succeeding? Maybe that's a better maybe that's a better test. We can go standard testing expect just to make sure this actually runs. Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't generate good URIs. Okay. Well, that certainly explains that. Hmm. Maybe we can try to figure out how many templates is this actually making. Standard debug print. Um, let's see what's happening, and nothing happens. But this does print. Yeah, okay. So it tests one thing. I think maybe this has to be incorporated into the build system. Maybe that's the problem. We're not running this through the build system. That's probably what this is. Let's see. Do we get a fuzz example if we go we do, right? Oh, hmm. Okay, yeah. So we just have to, maybe I can go zig build test box. That might work. Since this is part of the standard testing suite, that might work. Uh-oh. No fuzz tests found. That Invalid OSC command. Hmm. How are we supposed to run this? Simple test fuzz. That's what I ran. What if we remove this and try to just build regular old tests? Are the tests at least passing? Probably not, because it didn't find any fuzz tests. Mhm. Okay, so that's just debug information. So then, why? Hmm. Suppose we can try to do the exact same thing here. I wonder if it's just not picking up the host name tests here. Does this have no ruffle ducks? Wait, that wasn't in the stream handler? Oh, yeah, it is. Host name, yeah. Is this? Okay. Let's go stream handler. Let's try that. Ooh, something happened. Oh no. That did something. What just happened? Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's probably why. Maybe we can do internal host name from here. Internal host name. So that clearly did something. So the problem probably was that these tests weren't getting run. Maybe we just, oh, no, that didn't do anything. Maybe we just raffle decks in the hostname file? Doesn't seem like it would do anything though. It would be kind of weird if this is the problem. Is that something again? I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this means. Maybe fuzzing isn't supported on macOS? Maybe that's what it is. Okay, we're tabling this for now. So instead, we need to do something else. I guess just try a bunch of stuff. This is 0, 0. Let's change everything to be 0 prefixed. See if that does something. Oops. That isn't the problem. Great, 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 great. What if this is like that? Oh, hey. We might have found the bug. Oh no, I just forgot to change this. Ah, got my hopes up there for a moment. That sucks. Oh. Oh. Interesting. That might be why. So if the last two aren't a number, that's what the problem is. Oh. Hmm. But in that case, that's going to fail before we get to the host name. Oh, okay. That's what the issue is. So the issue is here. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. How do we manage that? So obviously we need to parse the URL or the URL we get, which is going to be prefixed with file. Hmm. So, and that's honestly, that failing is probably going to be an edge case. So we probably don't want to check for a MAC address first. Can I return a value out of the error handler? That doesn't seem like something I could do. I don't think. I could, I guess we could make this a block thing. Go, let's do something like this. And we can go, and if it does succeed, we just break URI here. That's what the syntax is. And that's all great, but if it fails, what we want to do is instead see if it's a valid MAC address. It's possible this is a MAC address. MAC address. Where are the last two? Characters in the address are valid. There's none, and thus valid. We'll fix the comment later. So here we would do something like if, actually, we probably have a, so we do know certain things. For example, if we are on macOS, we only have a host name. We don't have to worry about the username component or whatever. So at this point, we have something like file, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, I think. Yeah, something like that. So we don't need to, there isn't going to be something like this. So we don't need to worry about that. So we can just take whatever is comes after file here and check if that's a valid host name. So let's go MAC address, and that's going to be the URL from what's this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 onwards. So 7. And we're gonna extract this into a function eventually, but we can do some clever things here to be a little bit faster than we typically would be. So we don't need this because the issue isn't here. We do all these checks and extract that into functions. So we do this first. So go MAC address. If this is not the case, no, to the log more than once. Let's flip this. just the and. In this case, we do a we do iterate through. Actually, no, we probably have to do the. I think this is going to be easier to write if we do this like this. And then we need to do a for loop pretty much for address. Oh, I can just go 0 MAC address link. And then we want to do if standard contains oh no, that's not. What's it called? I need to check if. Oh, actually, no, yeah, I do want to do contains. If standard contains at least U8, the haystack is going to be 0, 1, 2. Right, hang on. Well, we're gonna do 2 checks depending on where which index we're looking at. So we'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. It's gonna be 1 with the needle being MAC address I. And right, this would be right. Not if we don't contain this. And then finally we can break oh boy. How are we what are we actually gonna do here? Because we can't make this a URI, it's an invalid URI. Because the problem then becomes there's going to be a file component after here. There's some path here. Because that's what the current working directory is. Oh, okay. I guess we could probably construct a different URI. And this actually I'm realizing it won't work. Because we need to go from 7 to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Actually, I know it's supposed to be 14, so it's 7 plus 14 for now. Oh, right. But then we need to make sure this actually ends with a slash. Or, oh my god, okay. That just got complicated. Okay. want to go if I don't even know how we could test this. This is rough. Um, I might just need to make a wrapper URI parsing function. Anyway, we want to go do first, I guess we want to go do if the URL length is less than 7 plus 14, then we know we have an invalid URL because it's not a proper URI, and so it's not a proper URI, and it's not a proper URI, and it's not a MAC address. So that's what we've confirmed by doing this. If standard equal U8. Oh, right, I can just do if, and if URL of 7 plus 14, that's not a slash. That means that means that there's that either the host name is longer or we're already in the path somewhere here, which would mean this part here is not a, what comes before is not a MAC address, because we know that a MAC address is always going to be 14 characters long. So if we've gotten past so we can go insufficient length to have an address host name. Oh, actually, I suppose something like this would also pass this test, so we can't just do this. Ah, okay. So we have to make sure that the first slash after the 7th index happens at index 7 plus 14. That's a different one. Where's that standard mem 5? I don't know if there's a utility function for that. Let's see. Is there a search? No. I think it would be in it's like a first of first. Oh, index of min, index of max. Oh, right, yeah, we want to do index of. That just does the first one, index of pause. Index of pause. Okay, my God. Yeah. Hmm. Ah, but that operates on arrays. just gonna do that manually. Oh no, value t equal t. This is index of scalar pos. That's probably what we want. This is also this should be the first scalar value inside the slice. Index of scalar pos. Index of scalar. Ah, yeah, we can do this. Index of scalar pos. I think this is what we want. And this should do. Right, it does first through. Which I assume finds the first index where this is true. That's how I would expect this to operate at least. So I think we can do index of scalar pos. So we can go index of scalar pos u8 URL 7 is where we're going to start, and we want to find a slash. If that's not equal to 7 plus 14, I should just 7 plus 14. I should just do it this way. 21. It's 21. I can do math, I promise. 21, 21, 7, 2, 21. Okay. Right? Counted this wrong. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. Do we count more? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1. Oh no. 2, 23, 24. It's supposed to be 24 because in the other function we are checking until the port. That's what the difference is, I believe. Yeah, because we're checking the host and we're expecting we have a port. We probably want to have a custom parsing function for this, honestly, but we'll get there. Mm, mm. So yeah, want to do something like that. So if the first forward slash is not at index 24, meaning not exactly here, then we know we don't have a valid MAC address. And if we if if we get here, then we can guarantee that there's a MAC address in this range. And then we don't need this length check. But we can do this little count here just to make sure that actually, do we even need that? Because then we're just iterating through this twice. That doesn't seem like it would be good. So I think what we actually want to do here, there has to be a contains at least scalar, right? Yeah, that's what we actually want. And this is going to depend on where we're at in the string. So if we're at 3, okay, hang on, 0, 1, if we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is every third character. So if we go index plus a 1, yeah, so we want to do if index plus 1 modulo 3 is 0, that means we're expecting a colon. So in that case, we can do if if we just do const c equals max of c is not equal to a colon, otherwise we need to do this check. And then if we get here, we need to construct a new URI. So we need to do something like create URI, something like this. I wonder if I can create one by hand like this. Yeah, so then we can do screen. We won't have a user. Right, and then we can go host is gonna be MAC address. And the path is gonna be there. This is the tricky part because theoretically people could put whatever they want in a path and it may not be a valid path, but we're kind of trusting that it is. So this would be URL from index 24 onwards. How do we manage the path here? Right, this just gets us a path. And whether it's heap allocated or not. Yeah, no, it uses it just straight up. That is potentially bad. Let's not worry about that right now. Would this actually build is the question. I'm not convinced this is okay, but let's see. Oh no, this is not going to be okay because I need listening standards URI. Let's try this again. Is there anything in here that will let us do this differently? Base URI. Maybe we can use this. What is this? How does this work? No, I think it still parses it. Yeah, it still parses stuff. Wait, no, this is resolved in place. Ah, yeah. I don't really want to re-implement the parsing here. That seems that seems bad. probably failed to build, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's expecting a component. Okay. Because really what we want to do is we found the start of the host. We really just want to do the path name parsing, I suppose. So maybe we can do it that way. Start. Is there a. What do we set the. Oh, here, path. Read until is path operator. Yeah. We could literally copy this and just update this to check. The supposed port here is the supposed port here is 2 letters both between A and F inclusive. Then it's not a port, it's part of the host name. But that's not really how URLs are supposed to work, and that sucks. Okay, so not doing that. Oh, right, it just. This is gonna be an. Is this gonna be an index? Is that what read until does? Because I don't see the reader being set anywhere here. Slice reader, slice text. It says the scheme and the text. Yada yada yada. Authority part. Yeah. We get the first double slash. Then it reads until authority separator. And that is a, right, that is a buffer. Okay. So maybe we can just do something right, similar to this one. Literally should not be hard. We can just do a little thing here for now. Is path separator. Yeah, path separator. C waits. C. Otherwise, false. So then we can just do but right. Okay. So then we need to do a Where the heck does slice reader come from? Oh my god. Slice. I can't even make one of these, can I? Ugh. That that that's oh my god. Okay. Slice reader is the thing. New. Um live standard URL. Oh, and I guess we want to go slice reader. How is that? I don't think it does anything special. Content predicate, yeah. Yeah, we can. This is basically until right. I see the difference because it's two characters, but we can implement this. Let's do const nothing equals index. Do it at the start, and then we do exactly this. We just go while not an idx less than URL dot length, and not is URI path separator URL of not and idx. And idx plus equals 1. Okay, because this is the same security we get currently, so we're not regressing any security issues here. And this, in theory, should work. And we can just go percent encoded. This is how this works here. Maybe. Presenter scheme. Yeah. Okay. And maybe this works. I'll have to try whenever I run into this issue again. Whenever that may be. And in the meantime, this is just going to remain a draft. That didn't build. Why not? What's going on? Ah, right. Size. That also didn't build because expected type URI component found something else. Ah, Okay. I'm gonna make it. I have to make it. Can I do it the raw? I think I can just do it the raw. While I'm thinking about it. Invalid characters must be presented coded before being printed as part of the URI. Can be printed. Yeah, I should be making these raw. That's what I should be doing. Probably. Hmm. Right, I might have to. Either way, I think it's fine. I don't think we particularly care if these are URL encoded or not. Does the when does the parser set it always does percent encoded? Why? Because this just does indexes. Does it do dot raw anywhere? It just doesn't. I wonder why. It just assumes this is percent encoded. That doesn't seem all that great, honestly. This function is not compliant. Okay, right. Okay, then that's fine. We're fine with just doing the same thing, I think. Percent encoded. I think we're fine with just doing the same thing. That's okay. Same compliance factor as standard URI parse. I.e. not compliant at all with the URI spec. At all. Oh, the URI spec. Yeah. So this is insufficient length to have a MAC address in the host name, and this is gonna be first / host name marks the I guess after the scheme the host name. Host name is not 17 characters. It's not gross. This should really be a maybe MAC address. That's fine. At this point, we can confirm we have a potential MAC address. Oh, and this is missing characters. Oh, we done 0 point, it needs to be off. third. Every third. Every third should be a colon. Actually, that's fairly. That's very valid. Yes. Okay, this, I'm pretty sure this should build. Probably, maybe, hopefully. Okay, this is different. That's different. We should make sure this at least runs before we open a pull request for this. Ooh, it worked. Okay. How do you build this again? I think you have to go into the. I think you have to go into the macros build, maybe. Macros and do something like export build. I think that's how you do that. So, Ah, okay, that's the website. Oh, build succeeded. Open build. Yeah, oh, hey. Look at that. I've done this before. I'm gonna allow that. I suppose this is exactly what we expected. Hi, oops. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Seems to work fine. Probably. All right, it built at least. That's a good sign. And it seems the shell integration works fine. So we're gonna go ahead and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open a pull request with these changes. See, fix, switch, see, fix. You macros. Commit. There we go. Fix, host name, description. Oh my gosh. Mac OS is firewalled Wi-Fi. Is that what it's called? Had this any issue? Yeah, private Wi-Fi address. Yep. Private Wi-Fi address. Feature is enabled. It'll change the host name to a MAC address. Possible bills MAC address will end with MAC addresses look like yours with a host name and port component. Example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 2. Where I want to looks like what of it's also possible for addresses also contain letters A through F. So, address like A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Valerie. He parsed as a URI because yeah, it's not about fix that by checking if the hosting link is a valid MAC address. Links done requires fails. So thing like that. I'm constructing a under URI struct using that information. Perfect. That is equally client with the URI spam as standard URI current case. With that, git push fork fix invalid post them on macOS. And we're gonna create the pull request. Space main. That is so not. Did I not? I thought I pulled main. Did I not? What the heck? Oh, because this is supposed to be on the remote. Why can I not? Compare across forks. That's what we want. Base repository is gonna be. Oh no. Can I not submit pull requests? That doesn't seem right. Oh, this was forked when Ghosty was still private. Maybe that's why? Or maybe I have to make it public for this to be able to work, which is fine. Change repository visibility, change to public, yes. Does it work now? Maybe I need to, interesting. Maybe I need to just refork. Oh, remove all collaborator associations. I don't want that. Why is this not connected with the with a fork? That work? Hmm. That seems odd. refork after upstream public. Mm. Dun, dun, dun. Changing a private repository to public repository. Ah, okay. Hmm. Okay, yeah, so I need to refork is pretty much the consensus here. Okay. Can do. So then we fork into the killing Ghostty. Create fork. And we go try this again. GP. Yeah. Try that again. There we go. Okay, that's more like it. Go. Note. Draft. Problems hard to reproduce. Should find that issue. Clean up the PR. And so, no draft. Make another edge keys in. It's called fish shell integration, not working on macOS. Yep. Into the private Wi-Fi address setting in okay. So enable the for that must be connected to Wi-Fi. Test. enable the private Wi-Fi address. Setting one open Lomax system preferences. Is that what it's called? System settings is what it's called. Go to network. Wi-Fi. And details. Probably take a screenshot of this. Yeah. So we can do set the what? Private Wi-Fi address. Private address set to taking. Wait for your they call it private Wi-Fi address. We wrote that to a MAC address that ends with a non-digit. For example, 0A, FF, E2, etc. What is this? When your shell integration stops working. For example, open Ghostty. Now you wait. So the there's the smoking, for example, the opening is Ghostty and shell is a home directory instead of whichever other or other in your previous tab. Something like this, and then changes one open Ghostty to cd to any directory that isn't the default, usually home directory documents. Open a new tab. New tab. Let's go keyboard cd state or split. Plus state. And main. Assuming the setup steps followed, it should land in home. I'll do it like 4 verify that. Online. And then it's the original tab. Let's also do clean up the description a little bit. Like so. I'm gonna fix this. Oh, yeah, that looks better. 0 to 9, A to F, 2, like this. 6. That didn't work. No, that's too confusing. That's too confusing. Let's skip this. Let's see. Our back addresses. Use hex number. Let's see. Hex numbers. And such can also contain letters A through F. So, back address like. Oh. Let's say this. A MAC address like this is valid, but will not be parsed as a URI because that's not a valid port. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here open. I will look into it again whenever I have a whenever this private MAC address thing rolls over into an address that breaks the integration. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. Longer stream than I intended, but a good one. We were able to actually figure this out somewhat from just tinkering with the tests a little bit. So yeah, I think we'll just call that a night. We have the PR open. We'll see if they eventually. I doubt anyone's gonna look into this while this is still a draft, especially with the volume of PRs they have. But we'll see. Hopefully I'll get to this soon enough that this can make it into the next major Ghosty version, because this drives me nuts whenever this happens. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. See you next time. Bye bye.